Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this month's Tirzepatide update. These are incredibly requested videos, so now I do them monthly for you, per y'all's request. I'm gonna say the same thing I say in all these newer videos on this topic, which is if you want my whole story, I have a whole playlist, feel free to go mine. I am not telling you the whole rundown, but what I will tell you, if you go to the beginning versus now, I thought I was in perimenopause. I'm not. I have complex PTSD. 80% of women, it impacts their reproductive system because it's so hormonal. So I always kind of open with that because I probably would think it's a little atypical. I don't have enough data on this to really know if that's true or not, but for what it's worth. Past that, the update for you, I feel like cravings are still a thing, but I don't feel like I'm craving anything particularly bad. My love of food, like I have a deep love of food. If I had the physical capital to go to culinary school, I totally would. I love like a well-made anything. So I am definitely like in my chocolate chip cookie baking phase again. I think it's part of nesting, honestly. Like I nest down and I make cookies. I don't know what, that's like a whole thing. Anyway, I've been making cookies. I've been making chocolate chip cookies like once a week for a couple of weeks. And I don't use white flour, I don't use white sugar. So clearly that'll help. But I'm definitely eating cookies. And I can tell you that even on the shots, like I don't eat a ton of them, but I do eat them. And it's just me. So it's me or like a neighbor's gonna get them. But I hadn't been on the shot in like almost 2 months. That wasn't planned. And it was just like an unintentional delay. I bring up the cravings thing because I definitely did notice that almost like the floodgates opened with like hormonal cravings. And it's a kind of this weird little test, like, nope, you're still traumatized. Yeah, you're not done. You're not done. You're not done. So on the shots, I can manage it really well. I can just go, okay, I want this and this is fantastic, or I want this and this is enough, or I can pace it or whatever. Off the shots, I was much more like unhinged. So for what it's worth, my bracelet broke. I'm so sad. So for what it's worth, new stuff. I have a daily exercise routine. At last, every day I walk and I do it's like a low impact, but I have trauma pain in my hip. Your hips hold your trauma. So I know what it is, but it helps me a lot to walk. So I do a morning and I do a night walk. And then I do push-ups, crunches, and bridges every day. So it's a simple body weight workout, which is good for me with my mobility, but it's also like, it is definitely doing something. I definitely feel that like the muscle is coming back and I am definitely seeing more muscle tone and definition in my body, which makes me really happy because again, I've lost like, I don't even know, between 75 and 80 pounds. And I mean, you're gonna see some slack skin from that, right? So to fill it out is always a good thing. My weight is pretty consistent. It's around like within like 3 pounds pretty much every day. I'm kind of curious if that's muscle. Like pre having my workout routine again, I would drop so much quicker than I'm dropping now. And I've increased my shot frequency. So like before I was only taking a shot every couple of weeks, three-ish weeks. And now the last 3 weeks I've done every week. So I do wonder if that's muscle, just muscle weighs more than fat kind of thing. I do wonder, I'm okay with it mentally, I'm fine with it, but it is a thing to think about if you get really focused on numbers. I'm looking at my body and my body looks different than it did at this weight a couple of months ago. And I've maintained this weight for the record. I've been at this number now for 4 months. So that's good. I don't know. I was thinking I was going to lose another 10 to 20 pounds just with how I felt. I don't know if that's going to happen now because I've been holding this number for a while. So I don't know what's going to happen. I do know I'm going to stay on the shots for the foreseeable future. It's kind of like therapy. I'm going to be on this for a while. And I will also say to you that my sleep and my movement are more consistent. So I think on the whole, I'm actually a lot healthier. I feel a lot more in my body. I've been on this healing journey of mine now for quite a while. And I find that I've really started to turn a corner, kind of getting my agency back. And with that has come, there's been a lot of trauma that I've been working through and like a lot of shedding of just shackles I didn't consent to. And with that comes like, oh, I've noticed like I'm physically shifting. So like, I don't need to take my heartburn medication anymore that I took for years. I don't need to take whatever. And I also feel though, I feel a little bit sturdier in my size. the number, while I kind of was like, if I'm on the shot more often and I'm not losing weight, what the hell? I do see it being like, well, you're steadier, you're more even keeled, you're more balanced. And again, like I've always said, it kind of turns the food noise off. I like that, but it doesn't turn doesn't turn the me of it off. So I still want whatever, like we'll go with chicken. I don't want just chicken, right? Like I want like my version. And with the cookies, it's the same thing where it's like, that's actually something that's very much a me thing. Whenever I'm nesting, I make cookies. I take it as a good sign that like myself is coming back. Like I can, oh, that's great. So I don't view it as a negative. I also am not eating like a dozen cookies in one day. I think just the sense of balance is really coming back, which is really great for me. Yeah, and then past that, I'll be on it for the foreseeable future. I don't see that changing. I have no idea what like the rest is going to look like in terms of my size. I mean, this has been a theme lately and on my other videos. I definitely am having closet struggles because as I stay this weight, I am shrinking. So even if my weight stays, my skin and like my body's actually starting to come in more. So like I've noticed all of my clothes, like all of them don't fit me. Shit, this doesn't fit me. Nothing like really fits. So every day is like a game of getting dressed. So I always kind of encourage you, it's why I started doing the what I wear videos, because it's just, okay, how do I get creative with my current wardrobe instead of buying? I bought like a bunch of stuff last summer and none of that fits. I lost like, I don't even know how much more weight I lost. That all has to go. Being a bit more resourceful and creative has been really good for me mentally, but it's also like, it's a new struggle. Like every day, okay, what fits me? Okay, I ordered a new bra and it was the first time, and I cannot tell you how long, it was a 32. And I've always been like a 36. And then it was a 34, kind of give or take. On my leaner side, I'd be a 34, but I don't think I've ever bought a 32. And so I got one, right? Just because I'm like, okay. And it does make a difference. And then like I've got a pair of jeans on the way that'll like finally hopefully fit. And like, I things that I had to buy a lot of, or things that I wear constantly, I did get smaller sizes in. Like I'm a big bodysuit person, so all my bodysuits. I think the big things I would drive home is if you start exercising and you start making muscle changes, it's a mental thing. So I would just encourage you to be, a bit more 360 with how you're approaching your health. If you maybe struggle with that, just for what it's worth. And then the other thing is pay attention to basically the non-scale victories. Pay attention to like, oh, my sleep, oh, my this, oh, my that, oh, my meds or my whatever. Especially if your weight gain was like mine. I know how many of y'all reach out to me. I don't know how many of you don't, but the people that have reached out to me being like, I'm in a very similar boat, I'm speaking to you. I so encourage you to pay attention to the rest of your body. Like pay attention to how you feel. How's your mental health that day? How's your vibe? How's your energy level? How's your outlook? How's your sleep? How's your do you feel sluggish? What's your fatigue like? Just all the things, right? All the things that contribute, pay attention. As you settle into your body and you I always feel like I'm re-inhabiting it. Like I had to ground back in. I do see oh, that's right, there's this, or I've never been this small. So I'm noticing with the push-ups, I'm like, oh my God, my triceps came back quick. I've always had triceps, but just being smaller, but I do have lax skin. So you do that thing in your head. There are sort of downstream little things where it's are you mentally okay with that? Does that bother you? Does slack, do your boobs, if your boobs change, is that really gonna bother you, right? There's just, it's for the women who think about this stuff, we have so much conditioning around how we look and how we present. So I really encourage you, if you're similar to me in that way, where it's I don't really care anymore. Everything I do for me. I've always been that way, but I don't really do anything consciously for men. I do it because I like it. But I do notice there's certain things that I don't like. I don't like having the slack. But I do think, what a good thing is yes, I have that, but I've also managed to lose all this weight. I've managed to heal in ways I didn't even know I needed to. I'm understanding things, like the body keeps the score. And as you start to unpack all that damage, you really do physically see it in your body. So I have a lot more grace for my body right now. I don't have such a black and white binary, like, I don't like that, I need to change it. This is my home. This got me through this. You know, yes, it's yes, I have scars, and yes, my hip, and yes, my back, and whatever else, but like, it's still mine, and we still survived. Like, I have the literal scars to prove it, you know? So I think that's something that I would encourage you, if you don't hear from anybody else, to really remember you are physically your home. You know, treat your house well. Anyway, that's my update for this month. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all very soon.